All right, so let's get started on 2.3, which is on equations of linear functions. The first thing we want to recall is different linear equation forms. So if you can recall, we have slope-intercept. This is slope-intercept. That would be y equals mx plus b. In this case, if you have it in this form, m always refers to the slope, and the b value always refers to the y-intercept. Another form is standard form. So standard form, and that is when we have ax plus by equals c. In this case, a, b, and c. A, B, and C are integers, which means they have no fractional part. There's no decimal to them. They're all whole numbers. On top of that, A has to be positive, so A has got to be greater than 0. So that's standard form. Another form, which we may or may not get into in this section, is point slope. So we'll just write it here. Point slope looks like this: y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. With point slope, the m is slope, and then x1 and y1 is a point on the line, is one specific point on the line. And that is all for the equation forms. Let's look at example 1, which is in standard form. It says write y equals 2/5 x plus 14 in standard form. All right, so currently this equation is in slope-intercept form. You can see we have mx plus b, and we want to get it into standard form. Standard form, again, looks like this: ax plus by equals c. So we want to take this form and make it look like this. So how do we do that? Well, we need to get the x and the y terms over to the left-hand side, and we're going to keep the constant term on the right-hand side. So in this problem, we would subtract 2/5 x on both sides, so that we would get negative 2/5 x. We can say plus y. I'm going to put a 1 in front of the y to show that it does have a coefficient of 1, and that's going to equal 14. Notice that I'm putting x first here and y second, because that's what standard form looks like. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is, remember, standard form has to have no fractions for coefficients, and you can see we do have a fraction here. Okay, we have 2/5, or 2/5, so has a fraction there, and we just want integers. So how am I going to get rid of that 5? Well, I'm going to multiply everything by 5. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of all the fractions here by multiplying every single thing by 5. And so that would cancel this off, and that would give us negative 2x plus, then we're going to take 5 times 1y, which is 5y. And then on the right-hand side, we'll do 5 times 14, which would be 50 and 20, so that would be 70. Okay, we're really, really close, but remember the a value, which is right here, and we could have done this in the last step too, but the a value is negative, and in standard form, we want the a value to be positive. So what we could have done is just multiply by negative 5 there and, done 2 steps there, but that's okay. So I want to make that positive, so we're going to multiply both sides by negative 1. So we're going to take the opposite of every single term here, and that's going to change this to a positive 2x. Now we're going to have minus 5y, and that equals negative 70 here. Okay, so that is going to be it. This is in standard form now, as you can see. And if I were to identify the a, b, and c values, you could see here the a value would be 2, the b value would be -5, and the c value would be -70.